Hey guys, welcome back. Got another new product to show you today. Today's review is sponsored by Diamond Select Toys. They sent us this great giant PVC gallery diorama of Green Goblin based on his comic look. Taking a look at this box here, what immediately leaps off to me is the font they used for the Green Goblin name, which has this great kind of vintage aesthetic to it. I'm getting the 60s vibe. And then when you look at the back here, of course they have all the facts about the character and the artist and the design. You get all the comic panels all around the character here, so this definitely is comics version of Green Goblin. Not something based on the movies we've seen recently or one of the recent cartoons. I kind of like that. It's unique. It kind of makes it pop, even that nice vintage aesthetic to it. But want to get checking out the character, not just the box, because these boxes really just are able to convey on the shelf what you're going to be getting. But let's leap inside and see what it looks like. Well, full unboxing today. I don't always do this because sometimes I mess up and I'll just have to edit it, but I'll give it a shot here. And these are just sealed by some tape at the top, so pretty easy to open these up with your knife of unboxing, of course. And that's really it. Now, I don't particularly keep the boxes on these things because, like I said, there's not much to it. Although it's great if you need to move something into storage or anticipate having to move something at some point to be able to keep these in the box. They have a nice form-fitting plastic to them, so that's always great. So in addition to the character, there's always a little pamphlet here from Diamond Select on other products. And I don't think it's going to show off anything new. These are the same ones we've seen multiple times over. And just in the back, you get to see all their great gallery dioramas. But nothing, they're not teasing any new product on there. So there's going to be more tape usually on the side to keep it encased in here. And then basically it kind of works like a little book. It will open once you get one side cut up. And we get our guy out here, and immediately I can tell one thing I really like about it is it's all one piece. Usually what we see with some of these is they have like a little additional accessory that you have to pin in there or some kind of support base. So with this thing, they completely have all together in one piece. I can see a little support rod going through the center here on this transparent piece going up to the Goblin glider. So that sort of keeps him into place. And they have this little cutout panel on the back. I'm not exactly sure what that's for. I don't think this thing is supposed to light up or anything. I don't see any battery compartments or light bulbs. Just, I think, the support rod here in the base. But why don't we get you guys up close and you can check them out here. You can immediately see the great detail on this, even though it's PVC vinyl. They have a lot of great detail on the scales on the legs there. You can see the glider itself has a little bit of etching on it. And then his satchel, the pumpkins, so tight paint applications all the way around. I love that face. He's got this amazing, creepy, grinning face. He's got that long, classic hat on him as well. What's great about the clothing here, although it's all attached to him, it's kind of layered on and attached after the fact, so it's not one solid mold. So the pouch there is on top of him, and that was sort of attached after the fact. Same with the hat that's on his head. You got some depth and layering there. It's not one solid piece. The gloves, I think those were probably part of the mold, but everything else is sort of layered on, which is great. So it gives the character a little bit of depth, as you can see the arm going into the sleeves there. And then the boots attaching to the glider. Everything kind of looks like separate pieces, which is great because they're giving you a lot of value in this giant PVC set. He's got the pumpkins here, and the pumpkins have a little bit of translucence in the, I guess, the smoke effect coming out of the top. So that's kind of cool as well. And as always, as I point out in these pieces, the bass kind of steals the show often. And you get this great explosive bass where he's launching off of in his Goblin glider, and I think that looks amazing. You can see the fire going every which way here with the smoke coming out, and it's translucent, so let's try putting a light under it. So you can see here, when you put a light under this thing, you get a little bit of a glow effect. I'm sure if you had a brighter light or an RGB light where you wanted to put in different colors to get different effects, you would be able to pull that off. I always love it when they do these transparent bases or translucent bases because it helps you bring another dimension to the character. We saw this with the Ang gallery diorama where we showed you guys you could put a light underneath and will cause it to light up. And we're seeing this again right here with this guy. And it just adds just a little bit more of functionality to this character and to this piece. And I think that's great. So if you display them and you get a little light behind or underneath them, you're just going to have a little bit more fun with this. And I think that would look great. They did a lot of really great detail on this. I'm consistently surprised when it comes to the gallery dioramas because they're not put at a premium or marketed as a premium product, but they are in essence. I mean, these are not going to be cast out of resin or cast out of metal or some die cast or something like that, like you see with some of the more pricier milestone pieces or the Premier Collection statues, but they still have a great amount of detail packed into these things. This one is a little bit bigger than most we see, and he sees a little bit higher price point. I believe he comes in around $125. In essence, that's like double what we usually see for a gallery diorama, but you can see he's much bigger. He's not a little gallery diorama piece. He's got this massive base. He's on this gliders, this really tall statuesque character here, great pose, and a lot of detail packed onto this guy, all the way down to the scales I showed you on his bodysuit there. I think they did a really, really good job in terms of how they layered him and how they presented him here to make him look, essentially, if you were more than a foot away, like this was a really well-crafted resin or porcelain statue. That detail is not lost here, despite the fact that it's PVC plastic. This is a really great look for the character and design here. I love the board where they have him looking like he's floating, and they kind of hid that rod underneath there to give that support. And then this base, I mean, it's just great to have this base to be able to light it up and then just have that extra effect. So that's all for this time for showing you this. There's no other additional accessories or anything or additional poses I can put him in. This is basically it. He's pretty solid on there. I'm not worried about him breaking. He doesn't need any additional supports. I mean, they did it. They nailed it. They got him here one piece. He's pretty set. So he's ready to take your shelf space up here. We'll give you a quick comparison in height because I always love bringing Red Hulk back, and he's a little taller than Red Hulk. So Red Hulk coming in around 11 inches. This is probably closer to 13 or 14 inches, and just as wide. So with the character, at least, the base is much wider. So that kind of gives you a perspective of how big this is, and I think it's great. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you're gonna love it. If you're a Marvel fan, you're going to love it. If you're just a vintage comic fan, you're going to love it. I mean, that look of harking back to those 1960s comics, he looks great. He looks like he's leaping right out of the pages here, and he will go well on your shelf. Light him up if you want. I think he'll look great there too. Like I said, he's out now. I think he came out like a month ago. $125 is the retail price. We'll have a link for you at Entertainment Earth, and since he's in stock, you can use our code for 10% off and free shipping. So I'll have all that set up for you guys. You just need to click on the link. It will take you there and automatically put the code in. If it doesn't work, I'll list the code out. It's CoolToy22. Anytime you want, just put that code in at Entertainment Earth. As long as it is in stock, you will get 10% off, and if it's over $39, you get free shipping. So worth checking out. If you want to grab a bunch of stuff that's in stock for a little bit cheaper, you're always welcome to use our code. That's all for this time. We're going to have more gallery dioramas for you. I got a G.I. Joe one. I know you guys like the G.I. Joe ones. And we're going to have a ton more stuff from Diamond Select and other licensors coming up soon. So as always, like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll see you guys next time.